That drawing was done by Hans Baldung Green in the 16th century, and it is still a good guide to the diagnosis of depression. The turned down corners of the mouth, the typical triangular very good fold over the eye, the furrowed brow, the hurt look. Depression is an emotion as old as mankind. Perhaps this is a reason why we sometimes fail to look at it as a disease, which it often is. Mourning and grief are human concerns, not clinical ones. But when there seems to be insufficient reason for the patient feeling so depressed, or if the symptoms are too severe, or if they last too long, then we are faced with a pathological depression, with a typical symptom picture, and with the indication for medical treatment. It is a sad, despairing mood, which is a real core of all depressions. Depressions which will have to be recognized and treated like other clinical syndromes, for instance, shock or congestive heart failure. If we fail to recognize and treat depressions as such, nothing we do for our patient will help him. He may get worse, and there's always a danger of suicide in the background. Medically, it may be misleading. In the physiological sense, it describes a primary reduction of function. But in the clinical sense, it takes on a more complex meaning, and such opposites may be involved in the depressive states as excitation and inhibition, agitation and retardation. It matters little for therapy whether or not the depression falls into one or another particular diagnostic category. And for this reason, in this film, we are not so much concerned with differential diagnosis, but with the signs and symptoms of different depressive states.
This is a severe endogenous depression in a woman who has suffered previous manic depressive attacks. In general practice, depression seldom appears with this clarity.
When is it worst? In the morning, at night?
If it's worse in the morning, it's on me now all the time.
It's worse in the morning, but can you sleep?
No, I'm too scared to go to sleep. I've had some pills. I slept last night a little bit. But,
with pills you can't sleep?
Yes, I slept a while last night with the 4 pills.
And if you don't get... You say you're too scared. In which way? Are you afraid of anything in particular? Or do you just feel so awful that...
I feel so awful all the time. I just concentrate on one thing on myself, I guess, and what's happened to me. What's going to happen to me? I go crazy. I feel. I can't seem to talk to people. I seem to be dumb all the time. Can't do anything. Can't take any interest in life or even my family or anybody around. Just sit there. Just like dumb, like a dumb person.
This is also the face of depression, although it doesn't appear to be. Some people disguise their real feelings, and unless the physician is on the lookout for depression, it may announce itself too late. To miss a depression like this one can be as dangerous as missing a coronary.
Why did you come here?
Because I tried to commit suicide.
Yes, I knew that, of course. But what I don't know is why you tried to do this. Could you tell us how you did it?
I took an overdose of pills.
100, didn't you?
100, yeah.
And why did you want to commit suicide?
Because I didn't want to face anything.
This wasn't the first time.
No.
How often did you try?
Well, I tried quite a few times.
Why did you try so persistently to take your own life? It's a difficult question.
Yeah. I was just desperate, and I couldn't face things that had come up. So I thought the easy way out was to take pills and it would be all over. That's what I did.
You told me the other day that you have always made every effort not to show that you're depressed. Have you always made it a point to kind of cover up your real feelings?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I guess that's just part of me. When I was quite young, for a time I went through a stage where I was a real monster. I tried to get my mother's attention, which I couldn't get, and I would break things and cry and throw tantrums, and it didn't do any good. And then I realized that my aunts and other people could see how hurt I was, and I didn't want anyone to see, to be able to tell that I was hurt. So I just tried to be the opposite, I didn't care about anything. And it worked. People believed that I didn't care.
You learned to do it quite well.
Yes.
With an unmasked pathological depression, the signs are often clear, and a tentative diagnosis can be made quickly on the basis of what you see as soon as the patient walks into the room. In practice, these target symptoms may show themselves in a far more diluted form and may be missed unless they're deliberately looked for.